Is massive, and the word massive might be an understatement because imagine where you've gone through primary school, secondary school, university, a doctor in a university, only for you to attend this course and realize after doing some of these exercises that you have missed it for a long time. You have actually been chasing just survival, to make an impression, to please brothers, to please parents. And then you begin to wonder, how did I get here? And looking at when you now try to go through these exercises and you capture the big picture, following solitude and, prayers, then you now capture what you think is the true picture of whom you are, what you're supposed to be achieving here on earth. You cry. You just ask yourself, so how did I get here? So the impact to me is, I try to use the word massive because that's what people say very impressive, massive, but that would be an understatement. Because what this course did for me was help me to capture the big picture. But what makes it even more realistic is that it helps you to also try to capture little steps you need to follow or you need to go through to be able to get to that big picture.
Right.
And even at that, it goes further to kind of, not just the steps, it goes further to kind of help you, to be able to set goals. And then you can then see, I'm beginning to see some things that I was running away from before as trainings that were actually due for me to enable me capture the big picture. But because I didn't have an idea of the big picture, I saw some of those trainings, because they had some pruning effects on me, some behavioral change they would have impacted on me in terms of maybe the way I relate to people, the way I relate with my children, the way I relate with my community, the stress, how to manage stress, how to manage the way people see me and talk about me. And I felt, I don't want people to talk about me. Whereas that would have been training for me for where I was supposed to be. But I ran away from some of those things. But when this training brought out the big picture, I now realized that, so God actually brought these things my way to prepare me, but because I wanted it the easy way. I tried to bypass some routes I'm supposed to follow to get to my destination, only to discover that I was on the wrong path. So just to say, this course was an eye-opener. After several years of what I call, or what the course made me to understand, is survival pursuit.
What would you say? You've said quite a bit now, but what would you say in the summary for your previous worldview and what is your worldview now? That's the way you look at the world, the way you look at life and the world, something like that.
Initially, I never saw myself as someone who was sent here to make a change, and that there are things people have started, and I was supposed to maybe make further contributions. And I was looking at it, my career. I saw myself as successful. I have a PhD in process safety. And to me, that was good. I've published. I'm a lecturer, so I've published, and I see myself as doing very well. In the midst of my peers, I saw myself as doing very well. But when I now begin to look at why am I here, and what am I achieving now, the things that ordinarily appear to be successful adventure or success for me, if I put it that way, and I realized were actually my distractions.
Right.
Were actually my distractions. And I was pursuing these things just to measure up with, because when I graduated, each time you go to a forum, you discover a number of people have become doctors. So the more I tried much more, to finish up my PhD. But it appears I didn't really need PhD to be able to achieve what I, as a person, was supposed to achieve here on earth. If I had channeled my effort and energy to the things I needed, the trainings I needed, I would have had better satisfaction. I would have made better impact. In fact, what pained me was, let me give you an example. I believe I'm supposed to be a little bit involved in leadership of my people, kind of. I had opportunity to be one of their secretary at a given point in time, and there were massive things that were happening that could change the lives of so many. That was when I was doing my PhD. Do you know I resigned to finish my PhD? Whereas if I had this bigger picture, I would have been happier now to pause my PhD, to see that thing through, see the lives of people changed, see that impact made, than have a PhD. But I opted for a PhD. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
The impact in terms of worldview and my person before and now. My worldview then was Stephen with a doctorate degree on earth, even though, yeah, I was, lecturing in the university, so I was also impacting people. But if you look at what my vineyard was, what I needed at that time, I would say I was in the center of it, or maybe in the process of achieving it, or in the training of it, but I abandoned it. So these are the massive differences between what my worldview was then and what it is now.
Right. So, generally, what would you say is the reason you would recommend this course to anybody?
Well, if you go to a primary school and you don't graduate, or you graduate and you don't get the required certificate, it's a waste. If you're here on earth and at the end, you realize that the impact you were supposed to make, you didn't make them, or you got a certificate that you wouldn't need, it doesn't make any sense. And even if you might achieve things that almost everybody is after, degrees, and maybe have followers and all of that, when you get older and look at what you were meant to achieve here on earth, if you have the understanding I have now, and what you have achieved, you realize that you were more or less a failure. That's the reason why I would recommend this for anybody to please settle down, take this course, take it seriously, do the assignments, get the big picture, draw up implementation plan, and then begin to take one step at a time. Right. In fact, let me tell you, one of the biggest things this course have done for me is, even if I don't get all I'm supposed to get because of the time limit, I am beginning to see the reason why I should help my children, reposition them, so that they don't make the mistakes I've made. And I would recommend for every parent to take this course, even if you think you've not achieved anything in terms of fulfilling life goals here on earth. Perhaps the knowledge you gain will help you reposition your children, or reposition any other young person. It mustn't be a biological child that might come your way. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
For me. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Now, if I can ask you more, now, you've done the course, you expressed how it impacted you. Is there something you are doing now that you didn't used to do, and you are doing it now because of what the course has, how it has impacted you, which you've already shared? But is there what are you doing now that you normally would not do?
Like currently, me and my children, we now believe that life without vision is a wasted life. And we believe that vision has phases. Each day is a phase. Each year is a phase. Then you need to go and find out which phase are you in God's plan. And then you try to begin to work to achieve those phases. And I don't know, but Bible is clear on that. He said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Yeah? And where there is no vision, people cast away restraint. Where there is no vision, people cast away restraint. That is to say, you don't remain on the path. So what this course has helped us to achieve is to realize that we need to be restrained. It's not everything that looks good that we should go after. Before now, there are things that looks good. Oh, is it a profitable business? Yes. Are people investing in it? Yes. Are we going to make profit? Yes. Those were our assessment criteria. Yeah. But now, so you see, we cast away restraint. And I wasn't doing this with my children before, but I'm doing that now. We sit down and say, okay, where do you want to be? So what is the vision for today? What is the version of your vision for today? And once you're able to tell that, then it helps to put you within restraint. That's why the Bible said, where there is no vision, people cast away restraint. That restraint there is what puts you on the path. It's like when you don't have a postcode, you just take any exit at any roundabout.
Yeah.
But when you have a postcode, you know there is exit 1, 2, 3. You'll be restrained to follow the exit that leads to your postcode. That is one thing that this course is doing for me. It's not about what is good, what is profitable. It's about what takes me to that big picture. It might be difficult. It might not be profitable in terms of what eyes will see, what people will see, but it takes me to where I want to go.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Steve.
Yeah. So
I wish you much success.
That to me, that is massive. There are a couple of things we do now. We look at the vision for the day. Then we guide ourselves, especially trying to put constraints on what we do. Make sure if it doesn't fit in, it may look good, but if it doesn't fit in, forget it. Forget it.
Great.
And we what we do now is we write some of these things down so that, because again, another portion of the Bible saying, write it down, make it clear. So whoever runs with it, so we have a book. I bought my children blue books. We try to write these things down. Sometimes we try to put it into pictures that will make it stick, move from the what we refer to as the move it to, well, we looked at ability to remember and memory. You have levels. Try to put it to where it remains a bit more permanent and guide us a little further. Yeah. So
okay. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you so much.